So, Halo Infinite Season 5 has just come out and it's been about 3 weeks now, so I feel like now is a good time for me to give my review and impressions about the season overall. Alright, so first things first, with this new update, we got two new arena maps. Those are Forbidden and Prism. So, while I think that these maps already look great, I also think that they play great as well. I've seen mixed opinions about these maps coming from people online, but I think that's more so just a result of us learning these maps still and knowing the optimal routes for everything. But also, these layouts are not what we usually expect in a game like Infinite, especially, and I hope that in the future we get more experimental map layouts like these ones that we have. Now, what can I say about the looks of these maps that anybody else hasn't said already? I mean, Forbidden looks straight out of Halo 2, it's gorgeous. And Prism is just a really cool map. It's nice to see where we get the Plamite from for the Needler, and it's a cool color palette, and it's very different than what we see already. Now, all I gotta tell 343 is in terms of maps, keep doing what you're doing. These are awesome maps, and I hope to see more maps like these in the future. Another new piece of content brought in with Season 5 was the new mode Extraction. I'm gonna be honest here, I didn't really play a lot of Extraction in Halo 4, and neither have I played a lot in Halo Infinite. When I was playing a lot, gathering my thoughts for this video, Extraction didn't have its own playlist, so I couldn't really play it a lot. I did manage to play one match of Extraction before recording this video, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed it. I just think that the grenade spam is awful, but that's just a thing with Infinite in general. One thing I will say is that it's a great way to get career XP if you're looking to get that Master Chief armor. The best thing about Season 5 was cross-core helmets. Literally, cross-core helmets have expanded customization so much more than any single core could, and it has been amazing just playing around and seeing what I can make. I've already spent literal hours just mixing and matching helmets, seeing which helmets go best with which cores, and deducing what is the most optimal fit check. Cross-core helmets already gets me more excited for the future when 343 adds in cross-core shoulder pads into the game. Call me basic, but the Mirage core is basically just going to be my ODST core from now on once these shoulder pads get mixed together. Also, the Rexasha helmets go so hard on the Eagle Strike core, you guys really have to check that out. It is amazing, it looks so cool. Of course, with every new season in this game, we also have a Battle Pass. I really appreciate 343 consolidating different rewards into just their own tiers now compared to what it was beforehand. Having shoulders be different tiers on the Battle Pass was honestly so corny and so dumb. I'm so happy that they finally reverted that change. I'm also thankful that we finally have vehicle coatings on the Battle Pass. We didn't really get any of those during Season 4. The only time we got them was in Season 3 with the Avalanche slate for only like the Mongooses, if I remember correctly, and that was not the greatest. I can finally have my vehicles not look the same anymore, and I am ecstatic about that. The new armor coatings for the Spartans were also really cool. I really like the Flood Decay ones, and I really like those and prefer those more than the full-blown Flood armor kit that we got at the end of the Battle Pass. That's another thing for me, and this is kind of an unpopular opinion, but I don't really dig the Flood cosmetics, and I'm kind of bummed that that was what a majority of the Battle Pass focused on. Now, don't get me wrong, I think it's so cool that we're finally getting some type of Flood representation in this game, but at the same time, so much of the Battle Pass was devoted to the Flood stuff, it kind of killed my hype a little bit, but that's more so a personal nitpick rather than an actual negative. Despite my opinion on the Flood cosmetics in the Battle Pass, I know that literally everybody else is super stoked to have the Flood in the Battle Pass, so you know what, I feel like it's overall a win-win for everybody. Also, the main menu got revamped for multiplayer and just for the game in general, and I think it looks pretty cool. Although I would be lying if I said that I don't miss the previous menus that we had. I don't know, there was just something really cool about seeing you and your friends Spartans in the multiplayer screen just kind of hanging out and chilling with each other. I thought it was really cool, and that was something that a lot of other games really didn't have for their multiplayers, and it made Halo Infinite's menu stand out compared to all the other ones. While this new menu definitely looks a lot cleaner, unfortunately it also kind of looks like every other live service game on the market right now, so I kind of miss the personality that the old menu had compared to all the other games out there. A controversial change that came with Season 5 was the removal of the BR from Ranked and replacing it with the Bandit Evo, which is the Bandit from Season 3, but now it has a little scope. Now, me personally, I don't really play too much ranked. I mean, of course, I always do my placements and a couple of games after that, but I wouldn't really consider myself a ranked player. However, with my experience in ranked, I think it's a cool change to have the Bandit Evo be the new starting weapon in ranked. Honestly, having the BR for basically 2 years straight was getting kind of stale at this point, and also I feel like the BR is just way too easy to use, especially on controller. The introduction of the Bandit kind of puts everybody on an even playing field again, and I think that's a good thing overall for the health of the game. Although, I will say, the BR is such an iconic thing in Halo, it does kind of suck just having that gone now from ranked, especially with how prevalent it was all the time. Now, for the other best thing introduced in Season 5, Forgeable AI. If you saw my honestly terrible first video, I talked about how cool it would be to have Forge AI in Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite's Forge was already so good and people were coming up with such amazing maps. Forgeable AI seems like the next step and the next evolution of Forge as a whole. Honestly, it is just awesome seeing Forge have this tool set. This is something that players have been asking for since the dawn of Forge back in Halo 3, and it's so cool to finally see it here after so long. People have been making their own firefight maps, and people have also been making their own campaign missions, which is just crazy to see and what I've always wanted from Forge. I've already spent so much time just playing these new custom maps and seeing the things that people can do, and it's very inspiring. Also, props to 343 for letting us get Battle Pass XP while playing customs. Even though it really isn't a lot, it's still nice to just be able to play customs and not feel like you're wasting your time and you should be playing the normal playlists instead. Now, for the biggest negative about Season 5 for me, and for a lot of other people as well. The prices in the item shop, just to be clear, are just way too high for what is being offered. Like, yeah, seeing George as a Flood is awesome. Seeing all these Flood armors are really cool, especially with how they look even more corrupted than the Battle Pass versions that we have. But, like, each set is $20. Now, I know there's a bundle that prices them at $24, but think about it. $40 for 2 Flood variants on their own. I feel like that's just unreasonable. And you know, it just sucks that the prices are so high because we just got cross-core helmets and soon we're getting cross-core shoulders, and it's clear that because of those features, prices are now getting higher than they were before. I don't know, it just feels like such a great feature and such goodwill that 343 has gained from adding cross-core items that this little thing of prices being way too high is just kind of souring that goodwill that they're getting. You know, it's like a monkey's paw curls type of thing. Feels like we can't have something good without there being something bad in return. I really hope that 343 lowers the prices again, because when they did that before, a lot more people started spending their money, me included. Also, please 343, let us buy items separately on their own. I know I'm not the only one who saw that sick sniper rifle weapon model and then got sad when I again realized that I can't buy it on its own. If that weapon model was, let's say, $7, I would totally spend that money to get that. I know it's not the Halo 3 sniper rifle, but man, it looks so much like it. I want it so bad. But I'm not going to get it because I'm not going to spend $20 to get that and also everything else. I don't really want everything else in that bundle. I really just want the sniper rifle. Honestly, seeing the prices for these bundles right now has me very scared for the Mark V bundle that's going to be added into the shop next week at the time of this video being recorded. I would not be surprised if that sweet Mark V armor bundle is like $30 or $40, and I'm just preparing myself for the controversy that's going to happen from it. I think that $10 is a fair price for it, and honestly, I could even see $15 too. I could deal with that. But anything above that, I feel like that's just way too much. But the thing is, it's the Mark V armor. 343 can make it like $50 and people are still going to buy it because it is the Mark V. And honestly, I don't blame them. It looks really good. But overall, please 343, reevaluate the item shop in Halo Infinite. I think that with some changes, it would garner a lot of goodwill from the community once again, like you did a year and a half ago. So that was Halo Infinite Season 5, also known as Reckoning. Overall, I think that this is a really good season, and honestly, it feels like this update wasn't adding things that should have been there at launch. It was nice to have an update that was really just additive. And honestly, with this update being so good and with Firefight coming later on in the season, it makes me even more excited to see what's in store for Season 6. Like honestly, after that, I really don't know what more they could add to this game, but I ain't gonna complain if they start adding other stuff. You know, I feel like at this point, I'm just getting fed really well, and it feels really good to have stayed with this game for so long and to finally be vindicated for it. Call it a sunk cost fallacy, but I don't really think so. I just really enjoyed the game, and I always thought it was fun, even in the low times, even if the droughts were kind of heavy. But overall, Halo Infinite Season 5 has a thumbs up from me. It's a very good update with a lot of cool stuff in it, and more stuff to be added later on in the future. So that's it with my thoughts on Halo Infinite Season 5. If you made it to the end of this video and you're hearing this right now, thank you for watching. Thanks for watching till the end of this video. It means a lot to me and shows that I'm doing something right. So again, thank you for watching to the end. I've got other videos in the works right now that are a lot bigger and more ambitious than these ones that I've been making, and I'm really excited to get them out and see what you all think. And yeah, again, thanks for watching and have a good day.